me such a pain. Oh. So today I want to talk about 6 steps for you to go from being a lazy bastard to having a habit that you actually want. So how do you create a habit? After struggling with this for years myself and being unable to create any kind of habits, I've finally cracked the code. And in this video, I want to share with you what that code is. I want to share with you 6 steps that are going to help you create any kind of habit you want, whether it be reading, starting a new gym membership and ritual, or starting an exercise, losing weight, whatever it is, you're going to learn how to do it. In a previous video, I talked about the 30-day challenge. I talked about how you want to start small, how you want to start things and then keep it up, keep it going. This video connects with that video because it's a continuation of what happens once you start doing that. So if you follow these 6 steps to the T, you're gonna end up with a completely different life. And I actually mean this. So what are the 6 steps? How do you go from where you are right now to having a healthy habit, a habit that you actually want to have? Well, as any change, habit or a new thing starts with making a decision. So one day you may look at yourself in the mirror and say, what happened to me? I used to look so good and suddenly my body is just, ugh. So you do the step number 1, which is you make a decision. You make a conscious choice that you don't like your body and it's time to do something about it. If you just come to that point, when you make a decision, when you resolve that something needs to be done, you're done living like that, you don't want to have that kind of body, you don't want to have this kind of life, you make that strong decision, that is step number 1. And even with the fact that it's only step number 1, 99.999% of people never get to the step. They never make a decision. They never make a choice that their life needs to change. Something needs to be done. I've seen people being overweight their entire life, not caring, just accepting their reality. That's how it is. This is how I am, and I can't do anything about it. But the reality is that you can do something about it. One of the biggest things that I've learned in my journey was that I have the power. I have the power to change the things that I want to change. I have the power to change my life and make it so it's the way I want it to be. I used to think that I have no power. I used to think that life has the power and I'm just a passive observer. You can imagine the good news when I realized that I have the power. One of my favorite quotes is, if you don't like something, change it, because you're not a tree. You're not a tree. You're not fixed in roots in one place. You can do anything you want. If you're overweight, you can lose weight. You know, I clearly remember being overweight and seeing myself in the mirror and then trying the exercise for a day and then failing the next. And once I've done that so many times, here's what happened. I started to lose hope. I started to lose confidence in myself. I said, look, I'm never going to be able to do this. So I'll just accept my situation the way it is. And that's one of the biggest mistakes you can do. If you don't like something, never accept it for your reality. Change it. Make a decision that you're going to do something about it. Once you make that decision, it's time for step number 2. And step number 2 is you start with action. You take an action. You take a small action. Something that we talked about in the previous video, where you just start by doing something. If it's 10 push-ups a day, if it's 10 minutes of reading a day, if it's a 10-minute walk a day, whatever it is, it has to be, number 1, very, very small. Number 2, very, very simple. Because you're going to face a lot of resistance, especially in the moments when you want to change, when you start moving towards the kind of life you want, the kind of body you want, the kind of person that you want, you will be pulled back by your old self. Your old self doesn't want you to change. So if you make that first step, that first action big, and hard, like I'm gonna start exercising for 2 hours every single day, even though I've never stepped a foot in the gym. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do it. I actually am not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it's probably hard. Some people can do it, I'm sure. But if you want to minimize the chances of failure and you want to maximize the chances of success, then start small. Let the momentum build up, which is step number 3. Once you start taking that small action, you need to resolve that you're going to do it every single day. Every single day for the next 30 days, for the next 60 days, for the next 90 days. I personally, when I start something new at this point, if I don't think of doing it for a year, I don't even start. But you don't have to say that you're going to do it for a year. You can just start with 30 days. I always recommend start with a 30-day challenge. So make a decision, start small, take action, and start with a 30-day challenge. For 30 days, you want to promise to yourself that you're going to do it every single day. You don't want to skip one day. Get accountability. Get a friend, give him $100 and say, if I don't call you up every single day, or I send you a picture of me walking or of me reading, spend that $100 immediately. Once I'm done with the 30 days, then give me my $100 back. That's right. You're not going to spend it. It's mine. After you take that action, keep doing that action so you get into what's called momentum. Now, momentum is the thing that happens when, let's say, a car starts. The most energy it's going to need until it gets to a speed. And then once it gets there, the car moves freely. It doesn't need so much power to move at that speed. And it's also very hard for that car to stop. It needs a lot of force to stop. That's momentum. So once you get into momentum, you'll feel things will get easier and easier. But don't be fooled, because you're going to get a lot of resistance. Resistance will be in your way every single day, reminding you that you don't have to do it today. Maybe I want to watch a movie. It's a rainy day today. I really don't want to do it. I have an important meeting today. I should sleep in. Whatever you do, don't listen to your mind. Your mind, your monkey mind, is going to try to convince you out of something. So don't listen to the mind. Keep at it for 30 days. Whatever it is, keep at it for 30 days so you gain momentum. Step number 4 is keep doing it so you develop what's called consistency. So what's consistency? And how is consistency different from momentum? See, consistency is when you do something and you do it over and over and over again. And what I've noticed is that you gain momentum within a week, and after a week, you just need consistency. The difference between momentum and consistency is that when you are in momentum, it feels like a challenge. It feels like you're doing something new, it's interesting. But consistency, when that first week of excitement passes by, then you feel like, I just don't feel like it anymore. I'm doing it because I'm just doing it. And that's where you want to stay. When you are in consistency stage, you don't see the point anymore. You forget why you started in the first place. You forget your motivation. That is why it's so important to keep at it and not quit. When you're in the consistency mode, all you have to do is keep going. You don't want to stop. Keep at it. Because when you keep at it, and this is super important, when you keep at the consistency, when you don't feel like it anymore, where you forgot the reason why you're doing it, you don't see any point in it anymore, and you would most want to quit. If you keep at it, you will go into stage 5, which is you'll develop a habit. That's right, baby. Once you escape consistency, it's going to become a habit. And it's actually going to feel strange on the days that you don't do it. If you ever skip a day, we talked about this, don't skip a day. You can compare a habit and how it feels to be in a habit with an example of if you ever experienced not brushing your teeth in the morning. It feels kind of strange. It feels weird. It feels like you have grass in your teeth and you just like you don't feel like yourself. That's the sign when you are in a habit and you're out of consistency. You're in stage number 5. Once the thing becomes a habit, you win. Now you won. So if it was 10-minute walk every day, you've moved past all the stages of you made a decision, you started doing it, you kept at it, you went into consistency, you've done it when you didn't feel like it anymore. Now it became a habit. One of the things you can compare a habit with is if you've ever been with someone or had someone close to you that you didn't like particularly, like at all. But you had to put up with them, and then once they were gone, you kind of missed them. Aww. In other words, a habit means that you get used to the thing. So you'll start getting used to the reading or the feeling that you get when you read. You'll get used to the feeling when you walk around the block for 10 minutes. You'll get used to the feeling of the smell in the gym. Actually, no, you won't. Like that smell is terrible. Once the thing becomes a habit, you can keep it. It's yours. The key in life is to get rid of the bad habits and develop new habits. And the more good habits you can stack on top of each other, the better your life will be. That's right, baby. So what's the sixth stage? The sixth stage is you get the result that you want. You get the body. That's right. You get the knowledge. You get your stack of books that was previously was like this. Now it's like this. You get the health. You get the relationship. You get whatever you wanted to do, whatever you wanted to have. Now you have it. The key is in starting and not stopping. The key is in making a decision, getting started, moving past that initial resistance, and getting to a point where it feels like a habit. So what kind of habit do you want to create? Were you talking about, or are you the kind of person that talks about, oh, I should get to that, or I should start exercising, or I should start reading, or I should start whatever for years now, and you never do it? Or maybe you know someone that does that. Maybe you know someone intimately. Wink, wink. Again, I want to say, you have the power. Whatever the situation is in your life that you didn't like so far, you can do something about it. So don't wait. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. You can do this. Do this today. Make a decision today. Today. Don't wait another day. Make a decision today. Make that small action step today. Turn off this video and go take that walk. Go read for 10 minutes. Doesn't matter what you do. Just go and do it right now. I hope you like this video. Click like, click subscribe so you can come back tomorrow. I upload videos every day and I'm gonna do it for the next year. You wanna see if I'll keep my word? Do you wanna see if I'll keep the habit? Let's see.